welcome back. As you can see, we're back in the truck. I do have to say that I am sorry for any noises. That would be traffic going by. I'm kind of on an off-ramp of a rest area, so sorry beforehand. Anyway, today we are going to be making a couple of earrings, and we're going to be doing a design and then making the earrings. And I'm either going to be making one or both of them. I'm not entirely sure. Depends on how long this takes. So, let's get started. Alright. So, let's actually get into a blank page. Here. Alright, so my idea is an earring. So this is the hook. It's going to be a ring for the hook to be on, and then attach to that ring it's going to be this kind of a shape, little dome. Across that dome, this is going to connect it. So it's just going to be a bar. So just two pieces, solder, and then from this bar I want to have loops. So these are going to be loose, but like connected to the bar like this. 4 of them. So these are going to be free. I might add like a kind of like stirrups on the inside, but still processing this part out. So that's going to be 4 hoops that go into this bar and that are soldered to straight bars of silver. I'm not sure if I want them to be different heights, but I do know that I want to kind of melt the tips so that there's balls on the end of the tips. So I'll figure that out as well. I'm also thinking of doing something in the center here, but it depends on how big this turns out. If it turns out too small for me to be able to put anything feasible inside here, I'm not going to. I was thinking about mixing in the copper wire that I have, and doing maybe a tree of life type thing. So the roots would be down here. It would wrap around, and maybe that'll keep these from just smushing to one side or another. So maybe I'll use the copper if this piece is big enough to go around, wrap around each side, so these still move. They're still loose, but they won't move too much. So these will be the roots, and I'll wrap the tree around. And then have the arms and branches go around to the sides of this hoop. Again, this all depends on how big this ends up being. So, let's get started. Okay, so first we need to measure how big this earring is going to be. Alright, so I kind of want it to be three of these long. So let's find out how much one of these is. This is the hook, by the way. But let's see how big one of these is. So from the top to the bottom, it is about a little over 1.5 inches. Or, sorry, 1.5 centimeters. So if we go 1.5 centimeters, 1.5 centimeters, that brings it to a little over 3. Almost going on to 3.5. So 1.5 more. So let's do 3.5. Well, let's do 3. So 1.5 more would be 4.5. I mean, technically it would be 5 centimeters. Now I'm going to match that up to my face. I think that is too long. So, we are going to say this is 2. Let's try 4. Maybe 4 would be good. Okay. So this is 1 centimeter. This is 1.5 centimeters. So So 2 centimeters wide, 1.5 centimeters tall. Didn't mean to block the camera there. So 2 wide, 1.5 tall. So that means this bar will be 2 wide, well, 2 long. So 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, 1.5 centimeters. If I want each of the bars to be another 1.5 centimeters, okay, this will be 3 centimeters. see how much that is by inches standards. A little over an inch. Okay, I think that's good. I think 1.5 centimeters. I think this will be good. And of course, the hook goes up there. All right. 2, 3, 4. 4 1.5s. 4 1.5 centimeter bars. One 2 centimeter bar. And then, of course, I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hoops to actually attach these. Five hoops, and then this half circle. 1 2 centimeter radius half circle. Awesome. So I can already see it. This joint, these two joints, and this joint, the little hoop for the, I can do that last. That's going to be easy. Okay, so these two joints are going to be hard solder. Then, actually no, I need to do the bars first. So I do the bars first. I melt the tips, and I solder the loops to these bars first. So this is actually going to be hard solder. So the bars are going to be hard. Then I'm going to make the half circle and bar, 2 centimeter bar, and that's going to be medium. Medium solder. So these are still free flowing. And then this is going to be easy, although I could probably get away with a medium because it's far enough away from these joints, but I'll just stick with the easy just to make sure that I don't mess up these joints. So it's gonna be hard, and I need to do these first, medium, and then easy. So now that we have all of our measurements and everything that we need, let's get cutting. Actually, we need to double those numbers because there's 2 earrings. So let's get started. I'm using my half hard silver. So let's get started on the 4 1.5 inch bars. So that's going to be 8 bars. I keep saying inch, I mean centimeter. about the same size. I tried making sure that I got that right. So now we need two 2-centimeter bars. Alright, two 2-centimeter bars. Going in the bag. Now, the half circle is going to be 1.5 centimeters. So, if you double that, I believe you double that, because that's technically the radius of the circle, half circle, then it should be 3 centimeters long. Let's test that out first. Now let's check if that's 1.5 inches, centimeters. Centimeter. Alright. So now I'm going to try 4 centimeters. Okay, so the radius is technically the bar, which I get that. Okay. So that means I need another 4 centimeter long bar that I can turn into a loop. Alright, and now we need 10 hoops. So now I have 10 little hoops. So that's 8 1-centimeter bars, 2 2-centimeter bars, 5 hoops, and 2, I figured out that it was 4-centimeter half circles. So we're going to start on the bars, and we're going to melt those so they have little nubs at the end of them. Alright, now I'm going to have a couple blocks, these blocks down, just in case I over melt Hopefully I don't, because then I'll have to cut more. Alright, so I'm going to basically hold this over top of my bricks and then just heat up the bottom here, and it'll actually purl up and stay attached. Hopefully, I believe that's how this is supposed to work. Stay attached and make a little ball. So let's get started. So it's refill time again. Refill time! And as you can see, it's a little like teardrop. This is going right into the pickle. Now to do 9 more. Alright, well, let's check on those. Alright. So now each of these has this little nub on the end, which kind of looks like a little egg or a teardrop. And I think that's going to make this a very unique pair of earrings, because each of these is going to be slightly different, not just from the different types of balls. I might want to straighten this one out a little bit. It's a little better. I might want to remelt this one just because it's a little crooked. But, hey, maybe I won't. But they're also slightly different length now. Potentially. But, from here on, I'm going to be attaching the 8 of the hoops to the other end of these bars. So let's do that. Alright, so we're going to let those sit in the pickle for a little bit. And when you're doing flames, don't leave paper towel near where you're working. Good advice. Yeah. Anyways, I think that this is actually the end of this episode. I think next week we will continue and finish with these earrings. So let's just have a look at what we've done so far. All right. So basically 4 of these are going to go onto one of these bars. And then it'll be a nice little dangly with a little pearl melt on the bottom. I think this is going to look really good. So, we'll be finishing these up next week, like I said. I did a lot of explaining in this episode. You know, I tried taking the time, you know, to show you all how I kind of plan out my projects. So, with the measuring, so I need to make sure that I measure everything out, make sure that everything fits, you know, make sure I have enough of everything, and then finally figure out, okay, what do I need to do first in order to make sure that I can do the full project. So that's why I realized, you know, I needed to use hard solder on these bars, because these are going to be the first things that I need to start, because once I solder this bar on to the hoop, these should already be done. So I need to put these onto the bar and then solder this bar onto this hoop. So these little bars are first, then the second is medium, so hard medium. You know, I'm going down in temperature so that I don't ruin these bars when I'm trying to solder this piece. And then, of course, the last piece is this hoop for the actual earring, and that's going to be an easy solder. Again, a lower temp so that I don't ruin any of the other piece. I could, like I said, I probably could do a medium solder, and I might do a medium solder if I am going forward with the copper wiring. So then I can solder the copper wiring and not just have it wrapped. But I'll figure that out. So I hope that you all liked this episode. I enjoyed doing it. I enjoy the process of planning out the unique projects. Again, all of this is just off the top of my head. And I try to make everything kind of my own, unique and somewhat interesting, somewhat intricate, so that I don't do short videos. You know, I'm trying to keep it to 15 minutes. I think this one's going to go over, though. I think this one's going to go into the 20-minute mark just because of all this talking. But information, teaching. That it's time consuming. So I hope that you all liked this episode. If you did, hit that like button, and if you really liked it, hit that subscribe button, and please share with anyone you think would enjoy these episodes. I am trying to get my subscription up. I am actually at 12 subscriptions, 12 subscribers, which thank you all for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I am trying to get that number up so that I can get a actual YouTube, name, because right now it's just gobbledygook for my links. I can actually get an actual link from YouTube. But I do have 12 subscribers, and I appreciate you all. That makes me feel wonderful, because it makes me actually know that there are people that enjoy it. And as long as there's one person that enjoys it, I'm going to keep trying to do it as long as I can, as long as, money and time continues to be not an issue. And of course, I need to stop procrastinating. Today's Thursday. It's all right. I'm cutting it close again. That's a lot better than last week when I made it on Saturday. I edited it on Saturday. But I am really bad at these. Yep. Outros are not my strong suit. So, thank you all, and have a wonderful evening.